Hi friends, welcome back. We're going to talk today about the associative property and the commutative property, but we won't get there quite yet. Let's first start with the associative property of addition and of multiplication. Now, associative, and when you hear all these different properties, associative, commutative, identity property, distributive, these are important when it comes to things like unit conversions, when we get into like measuring between feet and meters and changing between degrees and all sorts of different things. So it sounds ridiculous to be learning them and you're like, oh gosh, I don't even know what this name means. But it does come in handy when we use these on a daily basis. It's good to have a name to put with them. So let's talk about the associative property. How I remember this is an association is a grouping, right? If you belong to a readers association, it is an association or a group of people who like to read. So the associative property, I like to call that the grouping property. And what we're looking for are different versions of grouping. Now, with our addition, you see that we would get the same thing for either of those. 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 2 gives me 14. 8 plus 4, 5, 6 gives me 14. So I end up with the same answer. That's why we're allowed to do this. We're allowed to add those because of we're allowed to group them separately. Same with the multiplication. All right, we've got 4 times, and the stuff in the parentheses would be 18. And over here, we got 12 times 6. Both of those are going to give us 72. So again, in multiplication, we're looking at grouping those different things. So the associative property is just a grouping property. Now, my favorite one is the commutative property. The commutative property, and the only way I can remember this is the any gosh darn order. Darn, that should look like a darn, order property. This is any gosh darn order. You can commute to work any which way that you want, or commute to school any which way that you want. However, you're going to end up in the same place. Same thing on this one. For when we talk about addition, we are allowed to add in any order. 6 plus 3 plus 2 is going to give us 11. 6 plus 3 gives us 9, 10, 11. 3 plus 2 gives us 5. 5 plus 6 will give us 11. Same thing with our multiplication. We're allowed to do this in any gosh darn order. 2 times 3 is 6, times 5 is 30. 3 times 5 is 15, times 2 is also 30. So we are allowed to multiply or add in any gosh darn order. You just have to be very mindful of your signs as you're doing so. If you have any questions about these properties, definitely let your teacher know. Otherwise, good work, and we will see you next time.